And welcome everybody. Welcome back to Clockwise Thoughts, where the show where we want to take your thoughts and rotate them just a bit so that you understand what we're saying and you get the ideas that we're trying to convey to you. Last week we had a special guest. This week he is back. It is John
Oh, it's good to be back.
back.
Sure.
So this week, we kind of just want to bounce some ideas off. We've heard about this normal that's going to happen, this new normal, which is going on, or that's supposed to be happening. So really, just want to know, what do you guys think this new normal is going to be? Do you think it's going to be something that we've seen before, or is it just going to end up being normal? Or like they're saying, it's going to be a new normal. There are going to be things that we're going to have to get used to. So I'm going to kick it to John first. John, what do you think? Are we going to have a new normal or just a normal?
I mean, first, I don't like the term new normal, um, just because there's change. Because like I feel like our society, as people, change is a constant, right? Change is a part of normalcy. Things are going to be different than what we were used to previously, yeah. But how is that new from anything else that we normally live? Um, I don't know. I mean, like I can't imagine that even let's say 6 months from now, they say, oh, no new cases across the U.S. Everything's good. No COVID. I don't imagine I'm going to stop wearing a mask in a public place. I don't imagine I'm going to stop, being extra deliberate about washing my hands as frequently as possible. I think the pandemic just changed the way that we are going to be living henceforth. Period. Like these types of things, like the hand sanitizer, the elbow bump instead of the handshake. Those sort of things. And I also, I would like to see, hopefully, travel comes back, but then again, who knows into what regard? I feel like the world is going to become like it used to be, a very very big place. In our lifetimes, the world became a much smaller place due to the ease of travel with jetliners and stuff. You can get to from the U.S. to China in a day. You know. And with the advent of internet, connecting with people that way, the world has become much smaller, or much smaller in that regard as well. But with this pandemic, yeah, no, the world is going to become much bigger. It's going to become we're already in the U.S. already banned from like traveling to several countries around the world. There's very few places we can go now, just recreationally, just to visit or whatever. Um, I don't know. It feels a little bit off. It feels a little bit daunting, but at the same time, it's enlightening. I'm excited, because it's new, it's different. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about it, Black Man?
Well, realistically, I kind of feel, and maybe this is a political twist or maybe this is an extreme, but I feel you when you say the world is going to become a larger place. In a sense, a crazy way to look at it is we're really going to have, or at least I believe there's going to be an uptick in nationalism. Because realistically, people aren't going to be traveling internationally as much as they used to because of the pandemic. I also agree with you 100%. If they tell me in 6 months that, okay, everything blew over, yeah, I'm going to have a hard time not wearing a mask in a public place. It kind of just now became the new norm. And it's really interesting because different was only different in the instance that different occurred. Different then became normal over time. So, like you said, this is a cycle that if you take a step back from, if you take yourself out of the situation, I'm gonna quote a person on that one. Yeah, you'll understand that this is a cycle that has continuously happened, though the specific names and players have changed. Almost in a sense, like if you believe in the cycle of reincarnation, this is just another part of the cycle. You just have to recognize that it's a cycle. It's a cycle occurring. Um, Now, one of the things, and a lot of the things that we're doing to socially distance ourselves, is the weird thing about it is a lot of this stuff was available before. We just never really had a reason to use it on such a larger scale. Um, in the transportation industry specifically, we have contactless delivery now. Everything from your food, UPS packages, things of that nature. You get a picture of the delivery as a delivery receipt. There's a picture of where the item is left. that's been available for at least about 4 or 5 years, but no one ever really used it to this degree because there was no need for it. I guess you could almost say necessity isn't really the mother of invention because it's actually a necessity now, but it was invented a while before. But this is also the quote unquote new norm, or what realistically goes on. We're just seeing it up close firsthand. Is there's going to be a lot of innovation made. A lot of things that were already invented are going to be tweaked and turned to fit the purposes of the situation that we have going forward. Because you're right, socially distancing, washing your hands every 10 seconds if you can, and I'm not joking about that. These are things that I don't think anyone is just going to uprightly drop with what's had occurred. I don't think that's going to change going forward. In fact, I think we might look at people weird if they don't wear a mask in a public place, even though there are some people who are right, they're right not to wear it. But that's just, my look on it.
Well, those people that you mentioned that feel like they're right not to wear it, I think those are the same people who believe that vaccinating your kids is a bad thing. So they don't have a say.
You really want to open that can of worms right now?
But
okay,
it's the new normal. It is happening. It is the normal that it's going to be the normal that we were used to, with some tweaks and turns. Yeah, you have to wear a mask. Okay, cool. All that means is that if I go into the bank, you can't be mad if I rob it because I have to wear a mask. That's one aspect.
Well, I can't be mad that you robbed it. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch.
It's just going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit tougher to identify.
Right, because you're going to have to wear a mask. That's going to be part of that new norm.
Yeah,
but still, just things in general. It's nothing that they're asking us to do hurts us in any way, shape, or form.
No.
It's not like, oh God, washing your hands is bad. Your skin's gonna fall off. It's gonna melt. You're gonna have bones. No, I'm washing my hands so I won't contaminate the 4-month-old baby that I'm hanging out with. It's things that we've already known, but this quote unquote new normal is just reinforcing it. It's reinforcing, hey, wash your hands after you touch the doorknob. Wipe down the doorknob. If you sneeze, if you cough, vampire sneeze, vampire cough.
That's stuff people should have been doing all the time.
But it's this new normal is really just going to be reinforcing what we already knew. It sucks. You have to wear a mask. You have to spend $4 on a mask, or you can buy a 50-pack of mask. You won't forget. But nothing's really going to change, in my opinion. It's, once again, they're not telling us to do anything which is going to injure us from what we've been taught when we were younger. So
that's true.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Get used to wearing the mask.
I think
saves you.
Go right ahead. I'm gonna wait. Go right ahead.
Sure?
But I have something to say.
Go ahead because I was gonna change course a little bit. But go ahead, Scout.
Oh God, he's gonna go off on a tangent.
Hold on there, Buttercup, real quick. It goes back to what we talked about before. That home training. People being known to wash their hands. Don't sneeze and be like, it's all on somebody. It's that home training. This is all that's actually been applied. Is great home training. Wash them nasty hands. If you sneeze, like how you said, vampire sneeze, cough, whatever. People just ain't been doing it. That's how all this stuff spread around.
Don't sit on my bed with them outside clothes on.
Thank you. Every last one of us growed up or still does have a grandma, big mama, whoever, older person that then told them, what you doing?
My matriarch.
I shampooed the rug. Take them shoes off. Don't bring them shoes. That's what it's boiling back down to. It's not the new norm. These rules have been in place, and it finally took something like this to break it down to, hey, you just touch your face and did all of this. Don't be like, ha, all up in somebody's face. No, go wash
Well,
your nasty hands. I don't know where your
That's
face
true.
been.
Hey, what's it Scout, you hit the nail right on the head, man. It took a world pandemic. It took for Pangea to realize that things need to be fixed and corrected. It took an epic.
You do realize you guys are saying that it took something of epic proportion to get
Yes.
people to do things that they already should have been doing on the cusp of knowing that they make genetically engineered mosquitoes. I'm gonna just let that one go.
Yeah.
Blackman, I'm gonna say like my boy Shay Sharp says.
Someone didn't.
I'm gonna tell the truth about it. I'm gonna tell the truth about it. No.
Epic proportions. It took of biblical proportions.
Yeah,
Biblical.
pretty much.
For people
Yeah.
to realize what they taught us as children makes sense. Wash your hands, you nasty finger grubbing. Some words I wanted to say that I couldn't get. Just
Exactly.
Good thing.
Look, you freaking frack. Wash them hands.
there you go.
That's what he's trying to say.
Right there you go. This whole
I mean, but I mean, like, I feel like the social changes that come along with this new normal. I feel like I still hate that phrase, but I'm gonna keep using it because I ain't got nothing else. The social changes is one aspect of it, but the thing that I'm actually kind of concerned about is the economic and political changes that come along with this, man.
Of course.
Like, there are jobs that people lost that just aren't coming back now, and that's on the millions of scales. Like, companies like, oh, we can survive without you. Oh, we could survive without you. Like, no, we don't need to bring you back. Like, the only thing that may like have a resurgence is like restaurants and travel and like hospitality. That industry may have a resurgence where it may come back to a place where it was before the pandemic. But
I'm not even necessarily sure if you can realistically say that, because with like a building is already built and room occupancy is already determined. So based on social distancing, you can't make the room bigger without construction. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. This biblical thing that happened brought back the one thing where everybody of the working class say they don't have time for: family time. You can't have yin without yang. Tell your family to wash them nasty hands, indulge in each other, and grow. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
That's actually one thing that I've been very
You don't want
appreciative
little
of.
Johnny to be doing bad at school. Guess what? School is virtual right now. He's right in front of you. Make sure little Johnny's bad behind, sit there and do his work. And wash them hands before you pick up that carrot stick.
That's true. I am appreciative of the fact that I've been able to spend a little bit more time with my family
I'm not.
than I have been before. Really?
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
Well, I love my family. That's me personally. So I have been able to spend a little bit more
He
time than
playing.
I
His mom
normally
gonna
would be
kill
able
him.
to.
My family's all right. They kind of cool.
Again, Mr. Shanley, me and Black did not condone what he just said. So if you feel to slap the denozo out of him on that statement,
But I mean,
go right ahead.
But yeah, no, it is. I can't agree with you on that one, John. Having the option and ability to hang out with your family more, that is nice. Scout, you said it as well. School is virtual now. It's at home, so that is nice. Parents, you actually have time to stay with your kids. So that new math that they trying to teach. I know when I was in school, they called it this, where they gave you like a tic-tac-toe box. You had a number.
Talking about party foul on the new math, because look
I hate new math, man. What was wrong with old
I'm
math?
the old school generation, and that ain't math. That's
wait. If
that's
we go
English
in there, can I
in number
ask,
form.
have y'all seen the equation? What is it? 8 divided by 2 parentheses 2 plus 2?
Nope. If it's not Padmus, if it's not please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, I don't know it.
Thank you.
Bodness.
PEMDAS.
There's bodness.
But
Yeah,
fellas,
for real.
let's jump back. Let's jump back on, because we
are veering pretty hardcore.
but we're still staying within that realm of a new normal within this pandemic. So I have a question for you. I do have a question for you guys, which is kind of in the same realm. Scout, Black, we touched on this a little bit on the last season. Do you guys think with sports coming back the way that they did and the way that they are, that helps us get back to a normal that we're used to? Or does that cause more of an issue with this new normal or standard normal that we're trying to return to?
Well, sports coming back in general was needed, but it's kind of hard to force that on the people participating. Sports coming back was basically just something to get our minds off of what's going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, that's actually this brings up a great point. There's a social experiment where you take a group of people. Oh my gosh, there's a giant. This is all hypothetical. Just call it a thought experiment. You take a group of people, and only X amount can fit into like the bomb shelter. And you got a wide variety of a group of people, and how do you decide who gets in, who's necessary, who's a necessity, who isn't? And then, most people will think, oh, you need the doctors, you need the smart people. No, but like the thing is, people tend to forget is you need the people who can entertain you. That was a huge problem when most states had lockdown, is running out of content to watch, to video games to play, YouTube videos. Basically, just running out. Boredom is the enemy of staying in place, because if you're at home, you got to stay at home. You got to stay away from everybody. You can't be bored, because if you're bored, guess what you're not gonna do? You're gonna say, forget it. Let me call my buddy. Hey, come through. I'm throwing some steaks on the grill. We having a cookout. We having a good time. Let me call like 50, 60 my closest friends. I'm gonna get that DJ over. I'm gonna have this little party. Get the liquor, whatever. That's what's gonna happen when you don't have something to distract you. And that's actually one of the better things. If sports never went away, it probably would have been best. Maybe social distancing would have worked a little bit better. I don't know. But I'm glad it's back now. Thank God.
Many thanks, man.
I'm going to say this. I'm sorry to keep being the bad guy of this show, but I'll do it. I'm going to say this. As a parent and as a former athlete myself, no.
No? Just no?
No. And the reason why I say no is this. I know I got friends and families that send their kids for it and everything else. Look at the trial runs at, like how you said, from this experience with the NBA, with certain things with baseball. The WWE has never left. Has never.
Yeah.
But look at the cases that's been publicized, and then the ones that kept quiet. It goes back to our one show where we said, with the kids, should they be in school or they shouldn't? I'm still standing with that. Look, I know my son has scholarships on the line. I fully understand that. He's 15. He's 6'3". I got it.
His son is
a giant.
And and until they can come out with a better solution of, are they gonna have both teams tested a week before or such and such, until they can come out with a better solution. Me personally, my child, we can train at home. Push-ups and sit-ups are free. We can do them all day. They free. But as far as him stepping on the court right now, no, it is not. And I know what's at stake and what's on the line, but for me, no. I know that's everybody's individual choice, but for my opinion, I'm keeping it over there until a better process comes along.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It's not one of those things where it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, when it comes down to testing, like you said, Scott, for you, you're a father, you're a former athlete. You have a son that's 6'8", 15 years old, 213
yeah,
pounds.
A couple more inches. Trust me, he grown.
I believe that I've seen him, and I've talked to the individual, light skinned giant. Sorry,
Trust
but
me.
Hey man, no, I get you, Scott. Man, if I had a 9 foot tall son, I probably would not want him to go to go back to school either.
Anywhere except the bubble.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying, but it boils down, that's just my opinion as me and how my family's thinking. But I know, like I said, I have family members, they're sending their kids to school. I got friends. And, like I told them, that's y'all's opinion. I don't wish no ill will on your family. I'll say extra prayer for you.
right.
But me, myself, like how I said during that children's show, I'm not, my child will not be a test subject up in this. I would rather take that upon, like I do every day anyway. I work in the medical field. I'll take that responsibility. I'm not sending my child, not right now. No,
Yeah,
it's not happening.
But is there a way to circumvent the being in school process? Because I get what you're saying with the scholarships on the line. You kind of need some place to display the talent for the people looking at it, and doing it at home. Homeschooling is a little bit hard to do that. But is there, like, do you think that maybe in coming months, whether it's colleges or whatnot, you can kind of make like a pro day for high school players where there's like a combine or something, not necessarily as weird as this sounds, I guess, maybe not to get to the next level after high school, but the level before it, as crazy as that is.
You're onto something, and it's cool that you bring this up.
But that would be with middle schoolers though, which is why I'm so hesitant on it.
No, sir. I already have that answer for you before
So,
Reed says.
I listen to 670 The Score in Chicago, right? It's a sports radio station. If you guys are interested, you want to check it out, download the radio.com app. I'm not getting paid for plugging the radio.com app. There's no money changing hands, but download the radio.com app and check out 670 The Score. The guy that I listen to, his name is Lawrence Holmes. And he was actually talking about this yesterday. The NCAA, which, remember, they oversee all of basketball for all the conferences. They're actually planning on trying to figure out how they're going to have pro days for their college athletes, as well as trying to figure out the taping aspect of the high school students that potentially have these scholarships. So they're already looking into that. So that's going to be part of their new normal coronavirus thing going on.
That's actually just one of the things that I was thinking. Like, you see how the NBA did the bubble, and so far it's been very effective. Maybe in the future, like whole like high school, college level sports may happen before the school year starts. So you take all the kids for the high school, all the ones in your conference, you put them in a bubble, and for like over the course of however many weeks, you train, you work out, you play your games, all inside of this bubble, like of maybe one facility or whatever the case may be, and then this all happens all before the school year starts. And then after the bubble is done, you competed, who won the championship or whatever. Then you go your regular school year. Maybe you do it that way, or maybe.
Well, you would need but you need a bigger sample size though. That's the thing. You would need to know who can actually put in the time over the duration of the entire season.
That's true.
Gentlemen, may I take you back into a time frame there was no really AAU sports or athletics?
No, you cannot.
No, because I'm gonna answer your question. Oh,
we're about to get in the Wayback Machine. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you want to know who did my clips of what I did on the court and helped me get recruited? My mama.
Something tells me
the reason why I'm saying
go back to that
every parent nowadays at their kids' game is either taking Facebook photos, clips, or whatever else.
Yeah, that's.
Why don't you do your due diligence?
Due diligence.
And do like how Barbara Craig did and send it to the school, saying, this is what my son did. This is what he brings to the offer and to the table.
You know, highlight tapes are always important. That is an offer.
Thank you.
Or an option, not offering.
Only thing, and so that the coaches or the recruiters don't got to go out. Look at the platform we on right now. We ain't plugging in Zoom. We don't get paid by Zoom. But guess what? You can have a live interview, whatever, with that athlete that you get that clip from.
NFL did it last year.
But then it's like how much footage do you really need then to substantiate a point?
I feel like
and
combination footage and a stat sheet.
Wait, hold on.
I'm sorry.
2 different people are talking at once.
My bad. I'm so sorry. But to answer that question, since a few of my friends are good coaches, only thing that you need is a 3-minute highlight reel. I give shouts out to Travis Walker, Michael Turrell, and Keith Huffman because they the coaches that hook the athletes up with that highlight reel every year.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Hey, that plus a stat sheet is all you would really need. You know what I'm saying? You show the growth. If they keep them, if you got them, you know, show the stats of what their previous seasons were. Like show the growth. You know what I mean? And you know, plus that highlight reel, and that'll be enough information to see what you got working with. You know, a Zoom interview with that, and you can decide on whether or not you want that person on your team. That'd be a very, very good way to do that. I think.
That could.
Maybe I'm making excuses, but for that to work, you would then need the good coach.
That's true.
That's a whole
very true.
So that one, we will wrap, and I'll say thank you all once again for tuning in to us this week. So once again, thank you all for checking out Clockwise Thoughts. Now, do keep in mind, please remember this: a clock is only right twice a day. Why not be right all the time? Catch us out next week on Clockwise Thoughts as the clock spins and resets. We'll see you all again.
Like, comment, and subscribe.